That old chestnut.
That old chestnut, yeah. I thought they'd gone through their gags, and I hope we weren't going to have any more.
Wasn't it a gag?
That wasn't a gag.
That wasn't a gag.
It's meant to be funny, you know.
The silhouette bits, you used to do all that investigative journalism. One of your
Kevin
characters.
Turvey, yes. He was a bit like that, wasn't he?
Yes.
Very good, Alf. This is one of your employees.
An addicted conker player. Desperately trying to give it up. I see. You were on the losing end of a match, were you?
I was actually making a sandwich.
Did you set up Alf, or was he
I really don't know.
character?
No. I really don't know. You've put me on the spot now. I'm not here to answer
bet he's for
questions.
real.
I'm here to ask questions. Did you ever play conkers?
Yep.
Did you?
Demon conker player.
Were you? Yeah. They supposed to have sort of therapeutic qualities, aren't they?
Oh yes, apparently they cure arthritis if you put them in your pocket. So I heard.
What? Arthritis of the hip?
Arthritis of the conker.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk a bit more, because I want to know how you write some of the zany comedy you do, but we just have one other thing to do first.
We do. Now, we've got to look forward to the weekend.
Which is, in a way, I suppose, a substitute for the third series of the enormously successful, if at times distasteful, television programme of The Young Ones.
Do you want this bath water or not? You haven't got much of a choice, actually, because there's no more hot water.
Well, it's a bit cloudy, Rick.
Well, don't look at me, Neil. Vivian had the bath before me, and Mike had it before him. And anyway, Neil, the whole thing's left over from the bath you had last Tuesday. So stop being so bloody picky. That's your filth.
I hate bath night. Oh, well, here goes.
Well, immensely popular, but not with everybody. Do you get lots of objectionable letters saying that is scandalous, disgusting and all that? Have you had all that?
I think the BBC get quite a few.
Yeah, they tend to get sent to the BBC, and the BBC send us the nice ones, really. So all the reaction we get is very good.
There are a few on the TV Times cover provoked extraordinary reaction in the Radio Times. Many apologies there, but they had a number of letters saying it was scandalous to have.
We
these.
don't want pictures of these kind of people in our home.
Which is, real.
Fair enough.
But, I mean, as life goes on, I mean, every new kind of thing does that, doesn't it? I mean, I remember going back to That Was the Week That Was, which now sounds immensely harmless and insipid, was sensational at the time. You know, the fact that it was aggressive and people were interviewed in a hard way. And,
Well, it was live as well.
Yes.
I mean,
and there was great lampooning.
I don't think we were all that aggressive. We were a bit. There was a lot of slapstick, and it was a bit lively. It was a noisy programme.
Yeah.
It wasn't unpleasant.
Now, the three of you, I mean, you play parts. You're the major star, of course. I mean, you play little parts, Ben. Lisa doesn't. You all write it together. Now, can you give me some idea of a typical writing session? I mean, how do you go about creating?
Not on television.
Well, there aren't really any typical sessions. We all tend to write separately, and then we'll meet up and mix it all
We have
together.
ideas meetings where we all go and get very drunk and think of ideas, and then go away and sit inside when it's nice and sunny outside and churn it out.
Yeah.
And then we argue a lot about what goes on. What doesn't.
If I ever write anything when I'm slightly intoxicated, it's always rubbish when I've sobered up. Don't you find that?
Well, look at the young ones.
But that is so. But I mean, are they noisy sessions? Because people are always fascinated as how, you know, Muir and Norden wrote and all the great comedy.
No, they tend to be quiet and quite vicious. If you've got three people who want to get one particular line or one of two lines through, then you've got to gang up against one of the others. So it can get very...
We all have techniques for getting the things we want.
Like what? I mean, if he suggests a line, what do you do?
I'm just very stubborn, so I argue till everyone else gives up.
What, you say it's not funny, we're not using it, doesn't
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah. And I'll say, what do you know?
Yeah, and it sort of gets down to sort of, well, I got a 1 in my English O-level and you only got a 2, so shut up.
Yeah.
It's all that kind of thing.
So I take Ben
Very
out for a drink
childish.
and then we take a vote on it.
I see. Do you,
And
Lisa,
meanwhile, I've typed it out differently.
do you, Lisa, contribute anything different to this thing? I mean, do you all have particular areas in which you kind of contribute ideas? Do you find your mind working in certain areas?
Well, I mean, I suppose our minds all do work differently, but because we're writing for characters, we can all... it's really the characters speaking, and you just have to write like they write.
Presumably, since you play Rick, you have strong ideas of what you should say and do, have you?
Yes, which I try to get a casting vote on. But by the time we finished writing, all three of us have rewritten every line anyway.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought that really there's the Rick puts much more into the character of Rick at script stage than either Lisa or I do. I mean, obviously, once the performance starts, I mean, it's 100% him. Yeah. But I would have thought, script in terms of like the new developments of the character, this series, that we were concentrating more hard on his sort of. You know, I'm going to live till I die on the edge of oblivion side, his sort of massive romanticism of his sort of little world of being a poet. I mean,
Do you admire Carla Lane's writing, for example, as a
Yes,
woman comedy writer?
I mean, I remember growing up with the live events. Really.
But Butterflies has a couple of lad characters in that, which are sort of slightly anarchic, not as outrageous as yours, but I mean that's halfway towards your kind of.
They tend to roller skate in, don't they?
Yeah.
Butterflies. So, oh my God, they're roller skating in. I mean, it's strange that.
I said the book is a kind of instead of a third series. Are you all doing so many different things now, which is usually the problem that you can't get together and do the young ones?
Well, Ben and I are touring later in the year, at the end of November and the first part of December. So. And because we're doing longer than, well, certainly I'm doing longer than I've done on stage on my own before, I'm going to try and do about an hour and a quarter or so.
And you perform
We're writing,
you?
we're writing for that, and Lisa's writing for it as well.
That's a stand-up comics. I mean, that won't be the young ones on tour. That'll be us as two stand-up comedians. That was.
And what's coming up next then? Are you contributing things and ideas? And
yeah, well, I do write live stuff for Rik, but I'm working on a stage play at the moment.
Yeah.
Sure.
What's up?
Oh, and I'm going to the National Theatre as well.
Yes.
Yeah, only to see a show, you know, but I mean, it's going all the same.
Starring in some heavy drama, right?
Indeed, in great danger of joining the establishment. That will never do.
Yes.
Tell us what it is.
Hey, thank you very much indeed for being with us. We'll give you a proper
thanks for having us.
again.
Well, it's been lovely.
Oh,
it's not all over.
I hope the grannies like it.
I'm sure.
We'll see you again.
Just as long as they buy it.
And let's make this one typical. We've heard that Rik Mayall is one of your guests on Breakfast Time. As we are great fans of his, we wondered if you would ask him to say hello to us. We would be very grateful. All the names are on the bottom if you'd like to compose a little kind of few words.
Can I just say also that the floor manager from the Young Ones was at that wham party and we weren't invited. Thanks, boys. So this is to say hello to Sarah, Sally, Louise, Natalie, Amy, Claire, Lorraine, and Lani. Or Laney.
Yeah, I worry about that one. Lani or Laney. And will you send them a picture?
Yes, of course.
Yes, I'm sure you will. Okay, thank you all very much indeed for brightening our morning. And that is really all for this week on Breakfast Time, but do stay watching BBC One. We're going now, I'm told, intergalactic, as coming up now, as we say thank you again, is the Battle of the Planets.